Made some mistakes. I don't want to be the one doing it. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another dental school vlog. I am on hospital/OMFS rotation this week and next week. It's Tuesday, so this is actually my second day of rotation, but I realized I should probably vlog it so that I have some content for you guys. I obviously can't show inside operating rooms or most of the hospital. There's tons of patients everywhere and confidential information and things happening, but I will still get some clips and give you guys the rundown of how the rotation works. It is 5:15 a.m. I'm about to change, eat some quick breakfast, and then head into the hospital because on my OMFS rotation this week, we are required to go to grand rounds once, which is at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna leave around 5:30, 5:35, get on the bus over to the hospital, walk over to the area that we meet, and join the oral surgery residents for their rounds with the inpatient patients. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really just going to get it checked off to say that I did it and do my little assignment. And then there's a 7:30 surgery that I'm going to observe in, and if there's space and they want you to, sometimes you get to scrub in for surgery too, which we did scrub training yesterday. So I have a picture of all that, but I think most of the time you're just observing from behind the sterile field. You're not scrubbed in. Okay, I just got back from the hospital. It's about 2 o'clock and I was in 3 surgeries today. First was a cleft lip repair of a 4-month-old little girl, sweetest little baby ever. And the result turned out so great. The surgeon is one of the best in the world, I believe. So that was cool to see and see like the thought process. And the surgeon was really great about teaching the residents that are OMFS as well, who were helping with aspects of the surgery, and then myself and my other classmate were observing. And then the second surgery was scar tissue repair from a previous surgery 2 years ago that just could be improved appearance-wise. Excised the scar tissue and resutured it with finer sutures more intricately so that it can heal with smaller to minimal scars. And then the third procedure was a patient that had cleft palate at birth that was repaired, but there was still a little bit of a deficiency in the oropharynx area. So they did a liposuction from the stomach and injected that fat into the oropharynx. So it was very interesting, all these different procedures, and they were all within the children's hospital because that's where this attending surgeon works. And the rest of the day, I'm going to study for boards, I'm going to a workout class, and then I have a Zoom mandatory class going over orthodontics cases for the extra class that I'm in, the elective course, at 7 p.m. and that usually takes about an hour and a half. So around 8:30, I will relax for the night. But I'm going to get some studying in for the next few hours and then work out, which I'm really looking forward to because we just got back from spring break. It's our first week back and I didn't go to any workout classes over break because I wasn't in Ann Arbor. So I'm loving being back at my workout studio. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. And I've got officially 18 days until my boards first day and then 20 days until my second day because it's a Saturday, Monday situation. So that is everything for Tuesday. I will talk to you all either Wednesday or Thursday next time I have any updates.
We used to have each other's playlists. No, no. Used to be each other's best friends. Yeah.
Good morning. We're killing it in the hospital scrubs. Last time I wore them untucked. Today I might try the tucked. It just seems silly. Like my belly button is like down here. Like this is so high-waisted, it looks ridiculous. But if you leave it untucked, I'll show you. It is just so like baggy, but I think I like untucked better. I just feel more comfortable that way. Like it's not cute. It's not gonna be cute. It doesn't need to be cute. That's not the purpose of being in the hospital. But I just wanted to show you guys the scrubs that we have to wear for the hospital. And I'm gonna go make my coffee, have a quick breakfast, and then get on the bus to go to the hospital. I have a surgery that I'm observing today. That's an arthroscopy of the TMJ. So sometimes people with TMJ problems, if they go in with tiny little surgery, they're able to fix some things, which I don't really know the situation for this specific patient, but if I understand more after the fact, I will try to explain a little bit of like what they actually do to help with the temporomandibular joint disorder. There's just like so many different ways that you can have TMD. I don't know what they're addressing. Like it can be the shape of your bones that are in the joint. It can be cushion of like the fluid and the capsule. It can be the ligaments. It can be your muscles. It can be your nerves. It can be so many different things. So I don't know what they're addressing in this specific situation. So we will see. And then I'm hoping to have a lot of studying later today too. I have a patient at 5 for my test case too. So I'm nervous about that. I will give you guys the down low on the test case start to finish later because it was many appointments, made some mistakes, and I think it will be good to be open and honest with you guys, and maybe you can learn from my mistakes too. Floor 2. It's actually Saturday at 5:30 already p.m. and I woke up early to study around 7 because one of my roommates was taking the INBDE today, so I wanted to make sure she was up and everything. And I just studied for a few hours and went to a heated bar class, and then got Starbucks and studied there for a couple more hours, came back, ate lunch, played with the puppy, and kept studying. It's literally just been studying. And then my other 2 roommates are 4th years, so they're taking their CDCA this weekend, which is the last part of the clinical board, so it's restorative and perio. So I'm excited because 3 of the 4 roomies will be done with portions of boards or all of boards except for me, but I'm excited for them. Not much to report, basically just studying all weekend. Laundry, cleaning, nothing too exciting, and getting ready for next week of hospital rotation. Pretty much have to be there 8 to 5. The surgeries this past week were really cool, really impactful, just really exciting and amazing, like the work that these surgeons can do, but it reaffirms that as incredible as the work is, I don't want to be the one doing it. Like, I also think general dentistry is incredible too in its own way. So I really enjoyed it. It was awesome to see these surgeries. They're life-changing for either function or removing cancer, removing disease. I posted a video about how I'm using DAT Bootcamp. That's my primary study program, but I'm also going to post a video eventually, start to finish, what my studying was like, going through my study schedule more in depth, and any different resources I used and things like that. So that will come after I find out if I passed boards, which is like a week or 2 after the 27th. So hopefully I have good news to report at that point. Studying my little heart away because that's all you can do. Okay, good morning. It's Monday morning. I woke up at, I think it was like 6:30, maybe 6:40, and it's 7 right now. I'm gonna go drink some coffee and eat a little bit of breakfast. I'm exhausted. Daylight savings was this weekend, so I'm thinking maybe that's what it is, or it's just the fact that it's a Monday morning. But I'm so tired, you guys. But I'm going in for my 2nd week of hospital rotation. This week is the hospital half of hospital rotation, meaning that we're with the hospital dentists and GPR residents. So we'll see what I get assigned to today and what I'm up to and how busy it is. Kind of hoping it's a little more chill so I can do some board studying, but also see some cool things. I've been back home for a while. I went around like 3:30 and it is almost 5 now. I spent about 40 minutes eating and watching videos and being unproductive, and then I was looking over a document of practice questions that's just like free online, and then now I'm reviewing my practice test 100 questions that I did last night and going over the ones I missed to make sure I still know the right answer now that I got it wrong yesterday. And then I'm gonna start 100 more practice test questions, and then that's everything I need to do for studying. And I have a heated bar class at 6:30. Our little puppy is being all sweet. I say our, but she's my roommate's dog, not mine. But I get to enjoy seeing how cute she is. I got a new book that I'm gonna read after I finish E-Myth Dentist, so I'm thinking I'll just finish the book after boards because I don't really have a lot of free time right now, and I'm using my free time to scroll and be a shell of a person. I'm not using it to better myself and read, but you know, one thing at a time. We'll get past boards, we'll finish that book. If you didn't know, one of my goals for 2023 was to read 12 books in the year, so it doesn't have to be a book a month. And I didn't technically finish one in February. I finished 2 in January, like early January, late January. So I need to finish one more to stay on track, and that is the E-Myth Dentist that I've showed in other videos. And this new one is also for new dentists and advice for your career. You can read it at any point in your career, but I've heard it's especially helpful when you're getting started in your career, just for perspective and well-being and advice for like making the big decisions. I actually didn't post the podcast over the weekend like I'm supposed to, because it's supposed to go up every Monday morning. I'm never ever really late, except the one time I lost my voice I was late, and then today I'm late. It's still gonna go up on Monday, but it's gonna go up Monday night instead of Monday morning, because I honestly just wasn't thinking about it with hospital rotation and with studying for boards. It just wasn't on my mind, so I'm gonna record it right now. It should be a pretty quick and easy episode. It's just like a recap of what's been going on, and then it's about how I made my study schedule for the INBDE, when you're allowed to take it, when you're allowed to take it at my school, when should you sign up, how do you sign up, when should you make your study schedule, how long should you study. All of that is answered in that podcast episode, and that's going up today, so it's up well before this vlog goes up if you want to check it out. So this was happening with my crown, and oh my goodness, when that happens you just freak out, right? I have not picked up the camera in a long time. Kind of been the worst vlogger ever, but let me give you a recap. So today that I'm recording this is Wednesday. Yesterday I filmed basically up until lunch. I was doing a day call with a GPR resident, which means that they are on call during the day instead of the night, which entails a few scheduled patients, usually like 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, typically for extractions, sometimes restorations, but usually people that come into the emergency department the evening before or something, they'll get scheduled the next day with the on-call resident for any emergency procedures, mostly like trauma, because if it's just an infected tooth that's not causing like extreme infection, they would usually be like, go to your dentist if you show up at the ER with a tooth infection. We also were going kind of back and forth between the operatory that we work in and then all around the hospital, doing post-ops for different patients that were worked on the day before, and we went to the children's hospital to extract a tooth there so that the child didn't have to be moved from that portion of the hospital over to our normal adult area. And then after that, I was in kind of a rush when I got back because I was going to a dinner with our ASDA core board. So I'm the immediate past president now, which is still a part of the board, but it's more of like a mentorship role. But our group, treasurer, president, VP, all of that went out to dinner with our state dental associations, two kind of representatives for us that help us with getting events funded, getting connections with our state dental association, planning events, everything like that. So it's kind of a business dinner. So I had that last night, and then it takes forever always, and it's great. It's a great time, but it's a long dinner. It was like 6 to 9 p.m. Then I came back here and really just got ready for the next day, had some like assignments to finish up, and today, woke up bright and early because I was on the OR shift of hospital dentistry, so that's where they do sedation cases, but perform dentistry rather than like oral and maxillofacial surgery. So it's for mostly patients with special healthcare needs that need to be seen in a hospital setting and need to be sedated. So we had a morning patient that needed a few fillings and a few extractions. And when I say a few, it's like 15, like it's a lot actually. And then we had a little break for lunch, able to eat some lunch, vent with my classmates about all the crazy things going on back at school that we are dealing with from afar. And then in the afternoon, we had another patient for another sedation surgery that just needed what we thought was going to be a few restorations, but it turns out almost full mouth extractions. So that was interesting. And myself and my other D3 that were working in the OR got to do some of the extractions. So that was cool to be more involved. Yesterday and today were some of my favorite parts of the 2 weeks so far because we actually had jobs and got to do things rather than just stand and observe, which is fine, but it gets pretty boring and tiring rather than when you're actually active. Like I was standing in surgery doing stuff from 7 to 5 today, but it didn't feel like that. We also had lunch, but mostly all day, but it didn't feel as exhausting. So that's kind of the recap. It's been good and exhausting, and I haven't really had a lot of time to study, but I'm confident I'll make up for it this weekend. Tomorrow I'm just in the clinic, and on Friday I'm in the hospital clinic, so it's still people that need to be seen in a hospital setting, but it's a lot of medical clearance to go through different cancer therapies. So they might be doing necessary restorations and extractions so that they won't get at risk for hopefully osteoradionecrosis in the future. So that's mostly what we do, and we're just assisting the residents doing that. So it's a little slow and there's not always stuff going on, and I don't particularly like doing rotation in that clinic, but gotta do what you gotta do. Maybe I'll have some time to like study between patients or something, because I can do my practice questions for boot camp. They have an app too, so I can do it on my phone while I'm like sitting and waiting. So that's kind of my plan. But the rest of tonight, it's already 6. I need to eat dinner and then I need to study for boards. And I also have an assignment that was open from noon to midnight only, and it's like a 2-page essay. So I don't know why they did that, because they did not give us enough time, but I have a whole assignment with like references and things I need to do. So I imagine that's gonna take me about 2 hours, and then maybe I'll study for an hour, hour and a half. But no break tonight, basically. It's gonna be a school night until bedtime. And I don't even think I'm gonna film Thursday, Friday, because I think the clinic is not that exciting. I will pick up a new vlog over the weekend or next week, because next week in clinic is insane. I scheduled so many patients because they let us schedule more since the D4s are about ready to graduate. They don't need as much clinic time. So I have so many patients. I'm doing a lot of work, and I'm a few days out from boards. So it's gonna be a crazy vlog. So I will let you all look forward to that in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this one, and I will see you in my next post.